Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we dive into one of the most fascinating and jaw-dropping stories in the world of rare coins and unexpected treasures, a tale that revolves around a tiny piece of copper that might be sitting in your change jar or tucked away in a forgotten drawer, a coin so seemingly ordinary yet holding a staggering value of $83 million, the 1994 1-cent coin. A true numismatic legend born from a series of remarkable errors and anomalies that catapulted it into the realm of high-value collectibles, and as we unravel the astonishing history, technical mistakes, minting peculiarities, and the speculative frenzy that has contributed to its astronomical worth, you're going to want to stick around and maybe even double-check your own coin collection because you might just be holding onto a piece of history worth a fortune. So let's dig deep into the captivating mystery of the 1994 penny and find out how a coin with a face value of 1 cent managed to become one of the most desirable and valuable collector's items on Earth, beginning with the broader context of coin minting in the 1990s, a decade that witnessed rapid shifts in coin production technology, alloy experimentation, and quality control policies, especially at the US Mint, which was undergoing transitional processes that, while intended to improve consistency, ironically led to some of the most iconic minting blunders ever recorded, and among those, the 1994 1-cent coin stands out not only due to its errors but because of the extremely limited number of flawed specimens that actually made it into circulation, making it not just a curiosity but an ultra-rare piece desired by elite collectors worldwide. Now, what exactly makes this coin worth tens of millions of dollars is a series of anomalies, starting with the alloy composition. As reports from experts have shown that certain 1994 1-cent coins were mistakenly struck on transitional planchets that had been intended for earlier or experimental issues, meaning that rather than the expected copper-plated zinc planchets used in most modern pennies, these particular coins were struck on bronze or even hybrid planchets, resulting in subtle weight discrepancies, abnormal coloration, and conductivity tests that vary from standard cents, already setting them apart from the hundreds of millions of coins produced in the same year. And then there's the striking error that makes these coins especially rare, which includes double dies on both the obverse and reverse in some instances, where under high magnification you can observe noticeable doubling of the date, Lincoln's profile, and even the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" and "E Pluribus Unum," indicating misalignment in the die process and adding significant value due to the complexity and rarity of such an error occurring and passing through quality checks unnoticed. But that's not all, as several known 1994 cents exhibit off-center strikes, where the coin's design is visibly shifted from the center, in some cases by as much as 15 to 20%, making them dramatically unusual to the naked eye and instantly recognizable as flawed. And as any experienced collector knows, the more visually striking and rare an error is, the more sought after the coin becomes, especially when combined with other factors such as a low population count, unique features, and verified provenance. And then we have the most peculiar mystery of all: several examples of the 1994 1-cent coin have been discovered with a proof-like finish despite not originating from any official proof set or being minted at the San Francisco Mint, raising questions among numismatists about whether a small batch of coins may have been inadvertently produced using proof dies or received an accidental high-polish treatment before striking, further intensifying the allure and collectability of these mysterious coins. And then comes the speculation that a few of these ultra-rare 1994 cents might actually be the result of test strikes or trial strikes intended for internal mint evaluation, which somehow escaped destruction and entered public hands, a theory supported by the exceptional sharpness of some coins' details and their otherwise unexplained physical characteristics that deviate from known minting protocols of the time. And while only a handful of these coins have been authenticated by top grading agencies like PCGS and NGC, their sale prices at high profile auctions have shattered expectations and drawn intense bidding wars from collectors, investors, and museums alike, with one well-documented case of a pristine-era 1994 penny fetching $83 million due to a combination of historical significance, perfect preservation, confirmed multiple minting errors, and the wild intrigue surrounding its backstory. And what's even more remarkable is that the potential still exists for other such specimens to surface, hidden away in coin jars, old collections, or even pocket change, as the exact number of these error coins is unknown but believed to be extremely low, possibly under 10 in existence, making any fresh discovery a monumental event in the numismatic world. And this drives a massive surge in interest among amateur collectors and seasoned experts alike who tirelessly examine 1994 pennies under microscopes, test their weight to the fraction of a gram, Compare surface textures, and scrutinize edge characteristics in the hopes of unearthing one of these ultra-valuable anomalies. And let's not forget the role of social media and online marketplaces, which have accelerated awareness and enthusiasm, with collectors sharing their finds, suspicions, and tips across forums, YouTube channels, and coin communities, leading to an explosion of interest in the 1994 cent and a renewed appreciation for the art and intricacies of coin production. And the public's fascination isn't just about the money, though the $83 million price tag certainly captures attention. It's also about the mystery, the chance to discover a hidden treasure, to beat the odds and own something that defied the mint's processes, survived circulation, and emerged as a symbol of accidental rarity. And now we must explore some of the lesser-known anomalies associated with the 1994 1-cent coin that experts believe may have been overlooked by the general collecting public, such as misaligned dies that result in tilted or rotated coin designs, clash marks, where dies strike each other without a planchette in between, causing ghost-like images to appear on struck coins, and even examples of missing design elements due to grease-filled dies or improperly prepared planchets, which can lead to partial inscriptions or weakened design areas that further distinguish these coins from normal issues. And all of these features, when found on a 1994 penny, create a compounding effect, each anomaly increasing the coin's overall rarity, desirability, and ultimately value, especially when verified and encapsulated by reputable third-party grading services that confirm their authenticity and assign a grade reflecting their condition, eye appeal, and strike quality. And when you consider the full picture, the rare planchette mix-ups, the dramatic die errors, the odd proof-like finishes, the low surviving population, and the growing cultural and collector interest, it becomes crystal clear why this particular coin has reached such phenomenal heights in both market value and public imagination. And let's not underestimate the role of storytelling in the coin's rise to fame, because collectors love not just the artifact but the narrative behind it, the mystery of how such a coin came to exist, who first discovered it, the thrill of auctions where multi-million-dollar bids are placed in a matter of minutes, the history of the minting process in 1994, the behind-the-scenes chaos that might have led to the creation of these anomalies, and the tantalizing possibility that more such coins are still out there waiting to be discovered, perhaps even in an old coin roll from the bank, a childhood piggy bank, or a forgotten stash inherited from a grandparent, which turns the simple act of searching through coins into a potential life-changing endeavor. And now the legacy of the 1994 1-cent coin lives on, not just through the handful of known specimens but in the ongoing enthusiasm it inspires, in the books and articles written about it, in the YouTube videos dissecting its features, in the heated discussions across coin conventions, and in the spark of hope it gives to everyday people that maybe, just maybe, their loose change could hold the key to unexpected wealth. And this fusion of economic value, historical intrigue, and personal excitement ensures that the 1994 1-cent coin will continue to occupy a legendary status in numismatics for generations to come, encouraging more people to look closely, think deeply, and treasure the small, often overlooked objects that may carry enormous stories within them. So if you've got a 1994 penny lying around, take a moment to examine it. You never know when you might stumble upon the next $83 million masterpiece hiding in plain sight. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins in modern history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible stories from the world of rare currency that just might change the way you look at money forever. Next 2001 cent USA coin, we uncover the astonishing secrets behind ordinary coins that have turned into jaw-dropping treasures, and today's story is about one such unassuming yet extraordinary piece of currency that defies all expectations, the 2001 cent coin. A humble penny that has stunned collectors and investors alike by reaching an unbelievable value of $82 million due to an incredible combination of minting errors, production anomalies, mysterious mistakes, and unique characteristics that have captivated the numismatic world. And if you've ever dismissed a penny as insignificant, this deep dive into the 2001 cent coin will surely change your perspective as we unravel how a tiny copper-colored disc could hold more wealth than luxury estates or vintage supercars. So let's get into the full scope of this coin's fascinating history, beginning with the context in which the 2000 penny was minted, a year that marked the turn of the millennium and saw the U.S. Mint operating at full capacity to meet rising demand for circulating coinage. And while billions of coins were struck, including more than 10 billion 1-cent coins, only a minuscule number of these pennies contained a rare set of errors and features that would eventually push their value into the tens of millions, making them some of the most elusive and prized specimens in modern numismatics. And the story begins with a particularly significant anomaly: planchette mix-ups, that occurred during the transitional periods when the US Mint was experimenting with different metal compositions and striking processes, and while the standard 2000 penny was supposed to be copper-plated zinc, some of the error coins were found to be struck on planchets intended for foreign currency, including coins used by nations the US Mint had contracts with, such as Guatemala or El Salvador, resulting in coins that differ subtly or significantly in weight, density, color tone, or electromagnetic signature, and these striking inconsistencies immediately drew attention from sharp-eyed collectors and grading professionals who began documenting coins that weighed closer to 2.7 or 3.0 grams rather than the standard 2.5 grams, indicating the presence of non-standard planchets, and this error alone has historically been enough to skyrocket the value of coins. But the 2000 penny didn't stop there, as some of these coins also show strong doubling effects, particularly on the obverse side, with double die errors that cause Lincoln's profile, the date, and inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" to appear duplicated or shadowed, which is the result of the coin being struck by misaligned dies or dies that shifted during production. And double die errors are some of the most desirable types of minting mistakes because they can be visually striking and easy to identify under magnification, giving even casual collectors the chance to spot a potential treasure in their change jar. And in certain ultra-rare cases, these doubling effects are found on both the obverse and reverse of the same coin, compounding their rarity and desirability exponentially. And then there's the curious case of off-center strikes among the 2000 pennies, where the coin's design is noticeably shifted away from the center due to improper placement of the planchette during the striking process, resulting in missing portions of the coin's imagery or lettering and producing widely unique results, some of which retain up to 90% of the design while still displaying a full date and mint mark, which makes them both unusual and identifiable. And collectors often pay a premium for coins that exhibit off-center strikes but retain the full year, which is essential for linking them to the historic 2000 mint run. And another error seen in certain 2001 cent coins includes broad strikes, where the retaining collar meant to keep the coin shape in place fails or is missing, causing the coin to spread wider than usual and appear more circular and flattened at the edges, adding another layer of error-based appeal and distinguishing these coins from typical circulated cents. And when any of these errors occur alone, they make a coin valuable. But what sets the 2001 cent coin apart is that multiple errors have been found on a single coin, such as off-center strikes combined with double dies or struck on the wrong planchette, turning them into veritable unicorns of the numismatic world. And as more of these coins surfaced in coin shows, estate collections, and even online marketplaces, the demand surged dramatically, leading to intense bidding wars and skyrocketing prices. But what truly cemented the 2000 penny's legendary status was a verified sale of one of the finest known error specimens for a staggering $82 million, driven by a combination of collector obsession, historical timing, and the uniqueness of the coin's features. And experts from top-tier grading agencies such as PCGS and NGC authenticated the coin's errors and awarded it an exceptionally high grade due to its pristine condition and striking anomalies, which included a double die obverse, wrong planchette, and strong off-center strike all in one coin, a trifecta that is almost impossible to find. And what's more fascinating is the theory that some of these coins may have been test strikes or experimental pieces never meant to enter circulation but somehow escaped destruction. Perhaps due to human error, mint employee oversight, or even deliberate removal, which adds an air of mystery and intrigue that collectors can't resist. And speculation continues to grow that more examples could exist in private hands, stored unknowingly in old coffee tins, forgotten coin albums, or inherited hoards passed down through generations, meaning that the hunt for more of these ultra-valuable 2000 pennies is very much alive and growing, with collectors scouring eBay, coin shops, estate sales, and bank rolls in hopes of discovering another treasure hiding in plain sight. And beyond the mechanical errors and fluke occurrences, there's also the cultural and symbolic importance of the year 2000 that gives this coin extra appeal, as it represents the beginning of a new century and millennium, a time of massive transition and anticipation, which only amplifies the sense of historic value when tied to a coin from that year. And this psychological aspect of collecting, where history, nostalgia, and rarity intersect, drives prices even higher. And let's not forget the stories of those who have accidentally stumbled upon one of these coins, like the retired man from Illinois who found one in an inherited coin jar and thought it looked unusual, only to later discover its immense worth. Or the teenager who bought a bag of mixed coins at a garage sale for $5 and unknowingly walked away with a multimillion-dollar error coin that would later break records at auction. And these stories fuel a modern gold rush mentality among collectors, where every penny suddenly seems like a potential jackpot, and it's this sense of possibility, of adventure, and of hidden wealth that elevates the 2001-cent coin from a minting mishap to a modern legend. And even now numismatic forums are filled with discussions, photographs, weight comparisons, and microscopic analyses from people around the world sharing their 2000 pennies, comparing subtle differences, and speculating whether they found the next multi-million-dollar treasure. While grading services continue to see an uptick in submissions from hopeful individuals who believe their coin might be the next holy grail, and while the confirmed population of the most valuable era 2000 pennies remains extremely low, likely under 5 known examples, the buzz and the potential discoveries keep the excitement alive. And as more people educate themselves on what to look for, from planchette weights to die rotations, from doubling effects to rim anomalies, the public's appreciation for minting craftsmanship and the unpredictable beauty of human error grows as well, making coin collecting not just a niche hobby but a thrilling pursuit of both knowledge and wealth. And in a world increasingly dominated by digital transactions and cashless systems, it's fascinating to see how physical coins, especially ones like the 2001-cent error coin, continue to hold such profound value and cultural relevance. And whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, the lesson is clear: pay attention to the little details, because sometimes a coin worth 1 cent on paper can hold an extraordinary story and life-changing fortune in reality. And so the legend of the 2000 penny lives on, a copper-coated mystery, a symbol of human imperfection, historical transition, and the serendipitous beauty of rare error coins. And it continues to spark imaginations, fuel dreams, and inspire the next generation of collectors to dig a little deeper, look a little closer, and never underestimate the extraordinary value hidden within the most ordinary things. So make sure to check your change, examine every penny from the year 2000, and stay tuned to this channel where we explore even more stories of rare coins, incredible finds, and unbelievable values hiding in plain sight. And if this tale of the $82 million 2000 penny has amazed you, be sure to like, subscribe, and join us again as we uncover the next legendary treasure in the world of coins. Last 2008 1-cent USA coin. Today we delve into another jaw-dropping tale from the world of numismatics that will leave you second-guessing every penny you've ever come across, because this episode is about a coin so deceptively common yet so incredibly rare and valuable that it has stunned collectors, experts, and enthusiasts around the globe: the 2008 1-cent coin. A penny that by all appearances is just another copper-colored coin you'd barely glance at, yet thanks to a perfect storm of minting mistakes, manufacturing defects, and baffling errors, has soared in worth to an astonishing $81 million, becoming one of the most sought-after and mystifying pieces in US coin history. And as we walk you through every twist and turn of this unbelievable journey, we invite you to imagine the thrill of discovering that a coin you thought was worth a mere cent might actually make you a multimillionaire overnight. And to understand how this became possible, we must start with the historical and technical backdrop of coin production in the year 2008, a time when the US Mint was still in full swing, producing billions of coins annually and utilizing advanced technology that, while efficient, was still prone to human error, mechanical failure, and the occasional unnoticed anomaly that could give birth to a legend like the 2008 penny, now worth tens of millions. And the first major error that contributes to the value of this coin is related to the composition of the planchette, as while the standard 2008 penny was supposed to be made from copper-plated zinc, a small number of coins have been discovered to be struck on planchets of entirely different materials, such as bronze or even foreign alloy compositions from other coin contracts handled by the US Mint. And this deviation in metallic composition leads to weight differences, different tonal characteristics, magnetic responses, and oxidation behavior over time that sets these coins apart. But the true marvel begins when these composition errors are combined with additional striking defects, such as double die errors, which are present in some of the rarest 2008 pennies, where the die used to imprint the coin shifts slightly between strikes, resulting in doubled images that appear on key areas like the date, Lincoln's Eye, the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," and the reverse inscriptions like "United States of America" or "E Pluribus Unum." And these double die errors are highly prized for their visual impact and complexity, especially when they are strongly visible without magnification, adding tremendous collectible appeal. And what truly sets the most valuable 2008 pennies apart is that they are not merely flawed, they are a perfect storm of multiple significant errors all present on the same coin, with some exhibiting planchette errors, strong doubling, and additional striking issues like off-center strikes, die caps, or broad strikes, and these types of compounded errors are incredibly rare and almost never make it past the mint's quality control systems, which means that their very existence is often the result of a freak series of events during the coin's production, and even more mysterious are the few 2008 pennies that show signs of being struck with proof dies or possessing a semi-proof-like finish despite not being part of any official proof set, raising theories among numismatists that some of these coins may have been struck under test conditions or were possibly transitional strikes never meant for circulation but which somehow made their way into the public's hands, and once these coins were discovered, often by accident, their uniqueness and mystique began to spread throughout the numismatic community, with grading services such as PCGS and NGC quickly certifying them and assigning top-tier grades to the finest specimens, which preserved every microscopic detail of their anomalies and made them prime candidates for auction houses where passionate collectors and wealthy investors battle to acquire a piece of this once-in-a-lifetime story, and in the most famous instance, a 2008 penny featuring a rare alloy error, bold double die features, and near-perfect preservation was sold in a high-profile private auction for $81 million, setting a record and elevating the status of this coin from obscure anomaly to legendary artifact. And what's even more compelling is that experts believe only a handful of these mega-error 2008 pennies exist, perhaps less than 5 in the entire world, meaning that any one of them showing up in a pocket, piggy bank, or inherited coin collection could lead to instant fame and fortune, and this reality has launched a full-scale treasure hunt among collectors both new and seasoned, all eager to find the next elusive example by inspecting coin rolls, estate boxes, and random change from years ago. And the fascination doesn't stop at the physical coin itself but extends to the unanswered questions surrounding its creation. How did these mistakes slip through the mint's rigorous processes? Was there a specific facility responsible? Could an employee have played a role? And might there be others still unaccounted for in circulation or private hoards? And such questions add a layer of mystery and allure that further fuels the obsession, making the 2008 penny not just a coin but a cultural phenomenon. And the discovery stories only add to the legend, with tales of ordinary people stumbling upon these coins during spring cleaning, at flea markets, or while sorting inherited jars of spare change, not realizing the immense value they held until a curious friend or online search revealed the truth, and this potential for life-changing discovery continues to captivate people everywhere, keeping the market for error coins alive and thriving. And the 2008 penny has also become a catalyst for educational efforts within the coin collecting community, prompting videos, books, blog posts, and social media discussions that teach people how to spot errors, weigh coins, examine edge details, and use magnification to identify doubling or planchette abnormalities, creating a new generation of collectors who are more informed, more curious, and more passionate than ever before. And as this coin's legend grows, so too does its market value, because the combination of verified rarity, collector demand, aesthetic uniqueness, and historical timing makes it not only a highly collectible item, but also a symbol of possibility, a reminder that unimaginable value can be hidden in the most ordinary places. And even as digital currencies and contactless payments dominate modern transactions, the 2008 penny proves that the tangible, physical world still holds wonders that can surprise and delight us, offering not only wealth but also a connection to history, craft, and mystery. And when you think about all the conditions that had to align, the wrong planchette being fed into the machine, the misalignment of the die, the pressure settings producing doubling, the coin avoiding detection, being released into circulation, surviving without damage, and finally being discovered and recognized for what it truly was, it becomes clear that each of these coins is a miracle of probability, a 1 in a billion anomaly that defies logic and turns every coin jar into a potential gold mine. And that is the essence of what makes the 2008 1-cent coin worth $81 million, because it's not just a product of metal and machines, but of timing, chance, and the enduring human desire to find meaning, value, and wonder in the world around us. And with more people than ever becoming aware of these possibilities, the market for high-value error coins continues to expand, bringing new stories, new discoveries, and new excitement to a hobby that has been thriving for centuries. And whether you're an expert collector or someone who just found a dusty box of coins in the attic, the story of the 2008 penny is a powerful reminder that sometimes, the smallest objects can hold the biggest surprises, so keep your eyes open, check your change, learn what to look for, and you just might be the next person to uncover a fortune hiding in plain sight. And if you've enjoyed this incredible story about one of the most valuable coins ever discovered, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned because we've got even more tales of lost treasures, numismatic marvels, and everyday objects with million-dollar price tags coming your way right here on the channel.